Good evening and welcome to the Farnborough FC All Things Borough podcast with me, Simon. Good evening. How are we all doing? Hope you were not too hungover or too disappointed about last night's game. Obviously, we were recording on Thursday evening, the night after the night that was. Another World Cup. Well, I think the World Cup disappointment. We'll go into it a little bit later with my guest this evening, probably. But looking back, is it disappointing that we got to a World Cup semi-final? I think more the manner. I think more than anything, isn't it? But yeah, there we go. Anyway, we'll get into that later. Anyway, without further ado, I'll bring in my guest this evening. It's Farnborough FC's one of Farnborough FC's new signings this summer, Josh Keeya. I hope I've pronounced that correctly.
Josh Keeya, yeah.
Keeya. Oh, I don't know why I got at the end. Don't know why. There we go. I'm trying to change your name for you. There you go. I was doing that in commentary on Saturday as well. I kept all the names wrong. But there we go. Yeah. Evening, Josh. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, all good. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks very much for taking the time to join me this evening. Have a chat about you and Farnborough and everything else that comes up. Really. How's pre-season been going for you?
It's been good. Really positive. On a personal note, I feel like I came back really sharp. I did my work over the off season, and it seems like a lot of the boys came back sharp as well, because we've had a really good start to pre-season in terms of fitness levels and getting minutes and all that sort of stuff, and the lack of, touch wood, we haven't had any bad injuries or anything, so we're all going quite strong. But yeah, it's been positive, and then we've got a few results. I know it doesn't mean anything in pre-season, but good habits of winning. Yeah.
It's always nice to win, isn't it? Yeah, you exactly. Want to go. It breeds a bit of confidence, and especially with a new group as well. If you're winning games, and if you kind of like start losing a few, I'm sort of looking at a good example of that's probably Bracknell, who's a local team for me. They've had a lot of changes this season at step 3, and they're losing every week, and it must be must be quite bad.
Just causes a little bit of unrest when you're not getting results, especially if it's like a weaker team or anything. But we've been on the positive side of that, so that's good.
Yeah, it was a good result. I mean, Cobham was a good result. I mean, I remember this time, the time we played them last year, we played them first game last year. I don't know if
they haven't been, as much as they've been like teams from lower levels, they haven't been like walkovers either. Like they've been good sides from those levels. And then obviously you have Reading thrown in there as well, which is a completely different sort of challenge that I think we took to really well, actually. Didn't quite get the result, but we had moments in there that we could have maybe nicked the draw out of it. But yeah, it's good to test yourself against League One opposition and that higher level, and then also a good day out for the fans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, did you enjoy yourself Saturday? It was a nice day for football, wasn't it? Probably a bit too hot, to be fair,
good. But yeah, too hot. But the way it's been, I'm getting used to training and playing in the hot weather. But yeah, no, it was really good, and to meet all the fans and to play as a Farnborough player on the pitch for the first time was like, really enjoyable.
Yeah, I actually quite like the way the club do it. Actually, they tend to have it's probably our stature at non-league as well, something to do with it as well. But we tend to play sort of maybe 2-3 away games to first off, and sort of a nice build up to the first home one. And I think last year we had Portsmouth as a first home friendly, and it was a really good game. It was we had like 2,500 in, which was great. And then the Reading one was 1,700, which is great. Although I know Reading accounted for quite a few of those, which is nice to see them come down. Nice local game for them. But it's great for the players, isn't it, to get down to the stadium and play on the grass as well.
Yeah, definitely. I missed playing on the grass. Missed it.
Yeah. The only downside for me, other than sort of losing, but there's no shame in losing to a League One team, was the ice cream stand didn't seem to appear, which is I was gutted about. Really, I love ice cream. That's my favourite. Yeah, it wasn't around. I couldn't see it. Don't know where it was, unless they sold out and just went home before I got there.
Now's the time to have an ice cream stand this sort of weather.
Definitely. I'd eat ice cream every day if I could. Well, generally I do, to be fair. That probably explains my rather round figure. But there we are. That's another story. But any more dieting advice will come after the at the end. Anyway, a bit about yourself. I'm glad to go to a pre-season. Going on to pre-season, obviously. I think the only injury we really had was a few little niggles. Was probably Mason Bloomfield's done his Achilles, hasn't he? But he hopefully I think he might be back for Saturday's game against Aldershot. It'd be nice.
Hopefully. I'm not sure, to be honest, but Mason's probably the only one that has been out for an extended period of time, sort of, if you want to say. But yeah, hopefully he should be back soon. And he'll be a big addition coming back.
Yeah, obviously I'm calling him Mason Boothwood. Obviously he's well known in these parts as the Jude Bellingham lookalike. He double, isn't he? So yeah,
Is that what they call him? Yeah,
yeah, he looks a bit like Jude Bellingham, don't you think?
call him Jude now.
Jude, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've started it all off. Yeah, with Jude. Yeah, just Jude, and he wonder what's going on. He'll be like, "Well, talk to me." Yeah, he'll get
Yeah,
used to it. Though. By the end of the season, it'll be one of them, one of those things that people do, you know. But we'll
yeah,
see. Started it here. Right. Anyway, bit about you. Obviously born in Galway in Ireland.
yes, yeah. I was born in Galway. You probably can't hear it now, but yeah, when I was young, I had a much more Irish in my accent.
Yeah, as I say, don't look the stereotypical Irish. Remember the ginger hair or anything?
I know exactly. It's not quite ginger, yeah, not quite the freckles and all of that, but no, yeah, I moved when I was 11, so a large part of my childhood, my youth was in Ireland.
Yeah,
And to be fair, when we moved over to England, I didn't want to move at all. Like, you know, when you're young and that's your
yeah,
home and you don't want to move. But looking back, I think it made sense in terms of career for football. I've got more family here as well. And then just living in London compared to living in Galway, like Galway's beautiful. I loved it. But the opportunity and everything here is like different level.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah,
but yeah, no, I I think as well, one thing I'll say about probably Galway and Dublin, in terms of football, there's a lot of talent in those areas that when they get to 13, 14, 15, 16, it probably doesn't go as intense and serious as it is in the UK, like
mm.
that sort of academy level age.
Yeah. A
And
lot of the Irish, well, going back a few years, probably a lot of the Irish guys who were decent footballers. Like I'm thinking about people like George Best, Roy Keane,
yeah,
Steve Staunton, Paul McGrath, those sort of guys. They all kind of moved over here, didn't they? And ended up at academies
yeah,
in England. So it probably says a
that's the
lot, doesn't it?
thing. Yeah, if you don't move over, it's sort of like I remember players that I played with in Galway that were just as good at me. I know it was 11, 12, or even better than me at that age that are now not playing at all. And I
Mm.
think it's more of an opportunity and environment sort of thing than anything.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, isn't it? I'm surprised you're not riding horses and stuff or jockey. You know what I mean? And being in Galway, you know what I mean? It must be
Nah,
horse racing is like a stable out there, isn't it? No pun
I,
intended.
funnily enough, I did do a little bit of horse riding. I went away to Tunisia in summer, did a little bit of horse riding on the beach, and I found out I'm allergic to horses apparently.
Oh
It's just
no!
mad. Oh, my eyes were all puffed up. Like,
Oh nightmare!
yeah,
Obviously, the horses generally the fur. I take it, and the skin of the
what's,
horse. I take it.
I don't. To be fair, it might have been like one of the plants they were eating or something. But yeah, it was just bad reaction. I've
Oh
never
no!
reacted to anything like that.
Oh
So that,
blimey!
yeah, that's the
No,
story.
definitely not your stereotypical Irishman. That's shocking,
Nah, nah,
shocking,
nah.
shocking. So anyway, you came over here with some family and stuff, and probably had more family here than you had in Ireland, by the sounds of it. And you ended up at Met Police, is that right? Or where we, or if not Met Police, where were you before that?
Yeah, to be when I was really young, Leatherhead, Worcester Park, like local teams. Yeah, I was pretty much in grassroots throughout. I trialed when I was younger at a lot of different clubs all over, but I was never signed at a pro club. So Met Police, I went there for my under 18s and I played both years there, coming from Leatherhead to Met Police. Really good setup in terms of the youth and in terms of how they push players onto the first team. Yeah, I was lucky enough to make my debut quite early and be in and around the first team while I was still an under 18. That's where I played with Ollie Robbo as well when he was
Yep.
still at the Met.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we had to be fair, there's a real good crop of talent that came through in and around those years before me at Met. And there was a real pathway to get through. And that's how I probably had my first full season when I was 18 when Met was still step three,
Yep.
and it was
We would have been playing us, and I think you might have played us either that year or the year before, possibly. Yeah.
yeah, might have been.
Mm.
I didn't play, but yeah, that's when I sort of broke in, and I was fortunate enough. There was a few injuries in my position, and a couple of players had left. That coming through, I sort of had a spot straight into the first team,
Yeah.
and I did my bit to keep that spot throughout the season, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot because obviously it's always a jump going from youth to first team football. But yeah, I played north of 35 games that year in men's football, and it was really good for my development.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely good to
at that
play, isn't it? Do you notice a lot of players now these days? These days, they kind of get you've got agents who tell them, "Oh no, stay in academies and play football." But academy
point,
football is much more technical and sort of keep the ball and passing
yes,
the move, that sort of stuff. And you haven't got the
yeah,
physicality over men's football, is it? You
yeah,
need to have a bit of both, I think.
yeah. I think there's definitely, obviously, there's so much benefits to being in a professional environment, academy setup. But when you get sort of 18, 19, 20, it's probably worth being in men's football rather than going there for the sake. Obviously, if you're pushing into the first team in a professional environment, that's better. But I just feel like there's players and situations I've been in where players are in a 21 setup somewhere or an 18 setup somewhere, and then a couple of years down the line, they're thrown into men's football and they kind of sink because they're not
Yeah,
used to it. It's really
yeah.
sink or swim. So obviously some of them do well, but yeah, I think the earlier you get used to it, the better it is for your career. Because otherwise, you can end up 21 having never played men's football.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, it's not good. I think you need a bit of both, isn't it? I think having maybe say uh, a 6 month loan to a step two, step three team, and as a young player, sort of 17, 18, 19 year old, and then maybe going academy football for half the year is a perfect sort of
Mm-hmm.
environment for you. I think you get a bit of a blend of everything, then it gets you used to the physicality aspect of it, and I find
Yeah.
it in men's football is definitely faster as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely faster. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That does take a lot of getting used to. So you've had a good upbringing. Obviously, you're at Hampton and Richmond, and then the Salisbury last season.
Yeah.
How are things at Salisbury? Because there's a lot of rumours going around with sort of the Kuwaiti or Qatari businessman who's bought it. And
Yeah.
is he around
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the place much, or not really? Don't really see him
Yeah. He
much.
was round about the place.
Mm.
He obviously took over and put some money into the club. Um, and yeah, Ali from Kuwait, he was a top guy. Really, he was in around the club as much as he could be. He'd fly in and out. And yeah, it was a real good setup, and you can see what like they're trying to do. It didn't quite work out for us last season when I was there. Um, but yeah, I think the ambition and everything that they're trying to do with the owners is really positive. It's just a thing where like there's as you have to get it right, really, don't you? Like you have to
Yeah.
get it right, no matter what club you are. Investment is good and positive, but you have to get recruitment right and all of that sort of stuff on top of it, and then getting players to blend and find a system that works. Like there's a lot to it, isn't it? But yeah,
Yeah, there is.
yeah. My time at Salisbury, I really enjoyed it. To be fair, um, apart from the distance, apart from the travel is quite a lot for me because I'm a lot nearer to Farnborough. Um, but yeah, it was a positive one. Just didn't quite work out how we expected.
Yeah, like you say, I always think about when players moving around, especially non-league. I'm amazed the amount of travelling that people do. Obviously, from our perspective, this summer we've got players like Tom Lapsey who's in Cheltenham. So that's a
Yeah,
long way. That's a Cheltenham. Cheltenham's good.
Chelmsford,
Cheltenham's
yeah,
good. Essex, wrong one. Wrong race course.
yeah.
He's
Couple
travelling
from
in from there.
Bristol.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Alex Bristol, and you got we had Ricky Holmes. Obviously, he was a Essex lad as well. There's a few around there. We've had people like Reggie Young coming in from sort of Croydon, which isn't terrible, but it's
yeah,
far enough. And,
yeah,
and for someone like yourself who's living sort of London way, I suppose, and travelling out to Salisbury, so it's quite a trek, isn't it? It's like
yeah,
Wiltshire. It's quite a trek. I mean, I've done that for work a few times, just from where I am
yeah,
in sort of near Farnborough, and it's still a good hour and a half, isn't it, from where I am? So
yeah.
it does take its toll, doesn't it?
Yeah, we had to have a good car school going. There was about four of us.
Yeah.
So we take turns on the drives, but yeah, doing it alone was quite difficult if you're
Yeah,
to
yeah.
by yourself, you know.
Yeah, I do think a lot of players need to kind of take that in consideration. Really, I'm sure they do, some of them, but I think
Yeah,
some of them think, oh, yeah, I'll get 50 quid more a week here, so I'll go there. But then they think, oh, well, I've got to travel 2 hours further. So why? I don't get
yeah,
that at all. Maybe
yeah,
it's because I'm a bit older and I'm fed up with driving everywhere. I don't know, not just me, but that'd be what I'd be considering if I was in their shoes. But
yeah,
yeah, it's a nice part of the world, though, Salisbury, to be fair. And it's also nice to hear that the owners sort of actively getting involved because there was a lot of last season. I think there was a lot of investment in the National League South last year, with Salisbury being one.
Yeah.
You had Dagenham and Redbridge,
Yeah.
Chelmsford. Those sorts of those are probably the headline ones.
Yeah.
And then and you've got teams also like Dorking and Worthing, those sort of clubs coming out, and you've got teams that have got promoted as well. There was a lot of investment in the league, but you do
Yeah.
find that a lot of them didn't um, facilitate a really good season or a promotion
Yeah.
winning season. A lot
Yeah.
of it
That's
didn't.
what.
I mean, Salisbury was one that was a bit disappointing, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like it's one thing putting the money in, but you then have to get it right after that. All the other
Yeah.
stuff is just as important, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. What did you leave? What did you leave Salisbury? Was it just a case of contracts not being correct, or do you the travelling, or is it just about a lot of different things?
Yeah. A big thing was the travel. Farnborough is a lot nearer. Salisbury was proven to be quite a journey. And yeah, the towards the end of it, the contract situation I hadn't signed on yet, and I was still making my decision, and I wasn't sure. But then I had a few phone calls with Spencer, and to be fair, he wanted me during the season. Last season, we spoke a bit then as well. Um, but yeah, and it really just made sense. I could see where Farnborough were going, a lot closer to home, training near to me as well.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, even now in pre-season, seeing the signings coming through the door and what the boys are about and how we've been so far. Still early doors, but it looks positive. So it's like I feel quite reassured in my decision. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice when you've made a decision. You can sort of always tell sort of early on that you've made the right choice. So that's
Yeah,
always good, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you're right. I think recruitment wise, I think we've gone from being we're going for sort of a lot of younger youth players, so maybe lack of experience
yeah,
as we did last season, to this season having a lot of more experienced players. People like Alex Whittle and Max Eimer, obviously all
yeah,
re-signed Ollie Robinson as well. You got
yeah,
Josh Parker's come in the door recently as well. Really good
yeah.
experience at this level and beyond. So I think it's it does
And
show. And then you've got people like yourself who are a bit younger, possibly just
yeah,
going to give it a nice blend.
yeah. It's quite different for me to be fair, because both Hampton and Salisbury, I was in quite young dressing rooms, and I was probably in the middle ground. But due to the amount of games I played, I'm getting close to 100 now at this level. I ended up being one of the more experienced in that sense, but it's good to have people above me that have played higher and played loads of games in this league and above. Um, and yeah, I think we've got a good blend of that youth and experience, which
Yeah.
is really important. Really
Mm.
important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because there were times last season when you I've got to go back to the Reading game. I said this at the end of comms did the first half commentary on the radio, on Farnborough FC radio, on the Saturday, and I said, when we went one down after 4 or 5 minutes, the last season's team they would have sort of heads went down and would have capitulated a little bit, but
Yeah,
we stuck in there. We stuck in there, and it was still 1-0 at half time. Yeah, we might
yeah,
have been a bit fortunate not to be maybe two down, but we stuck at it, and then the second half was a really really even game. I thought,
yeah,
maybe slightly lack of chances, possibly both ways. I think Reading might agree with me
yeah.
there as well. But we
It
did
was
well. We stuck in it. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was really annoying that we conceded like how we did so early, because I think after that we limited them to chances
Yeah,
and we had a few ourselves. Obviously, they dominated the ball, and they did have their moments for sure. But yeah, it's a bit annoying that we conceded the way we did so early on, because I think it's just a sloppy start. And then
yeah.
after that, if we started right, who knows what can happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, longer the game's 0-0, the more longer it sort of becomes more of the emphasis would have been on Reading to try to score, wouldn't it? Really, and
Exactly.
yeah. So it's a bit unfortunate. I think it might have been offside to be fair as well. It was a bit tight, but it was a good
Yeah,
finish
yeah,
from the lad. But yeah. As you said, disappointing. But Ollie's on the score sheet, so he'll be happy. His goal bonus is already up and running, so he'll be pleased.
yeah.
Good finish
It
as
was
well.
near,
Good finish as well. It's I saw it drop
it
to
was a
Ollie.
good.
I thought, oh dear, and then bang,
Yeah,
straight in the corner. No
it
mess.
was nearly my goal as well. It dropped to me. I smashed it, and then it's got blocked, and then Ollie's there like a striker, ready to put it in the goal. Yeah.
Yeah, right place at the right time. Yeah. So if people who don't know you, are you what sort of player would you say you are? You're centre midfielder, obviously. You're a bit of an all rounder, or you're more a defensive player, or
Yeah,
bit of everything.
I'm an all rounder, to be fair. Like I can play the defensive role. I've done it for extended periods before, but I prefer being in the 8 or in the 2 because I've got legs to go forward and then goals going forward as well. I want to add even more of them to my game. But yeah, I'm quite a dynamic, like all action sort of midfielder.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, happy days. Yeah, we need every team needs those people in the engine room, don't they, to do the running. Especially with some of the older legs in our team this season, you might be doing a lot of people's running for them. To be fair, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I can see why Spencer signed it because obviously you've got as you say you've got good experience already for someone who's only 22, and you've already played a lot of games last season and the season before. You've been had some good loans as well. So yeah, I can see it. I can see it being a good signing. Is there anyone in the changing room particularly you're getting on well with at the moment, or is there? Or you just sort of find your feet still? Are you still in the corner on your own?
No, to be fair, I get along well with a lot of the boys. Kaz, I get along really well with. Michael as well. But yeah, the whole group, like we've got a good group that in these few weeks already you can see how it's getting tight knit. And yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's been a bit of a slog for you for everybody really for pre-season. It's all you. I was speaking to Alex after the game in the Platinum Lounge, and he was saying it almost feels like you're full time at the minute with all the training because you've been training twice a week, games.
Yeah.
So it's been quite full on.
Because we've had them Tuesday matches, and then we're in usually Monday, Wednesday. Obviously, we've got the Wednesday off for the England game, but
yeah.
Other than that, we've been Monday, Wednesday, so it has felt pretty full time.
Yeah.
But I guess it's good to have that feeling now where you're working hard and getting ready for the start of the season. Yeah, and we also do our work away from Farnborough to make sure that we're ready for the weekend each week.
Yeah, there's a bit of that last season as well. I remember speaking to and the season before, Ricky Holmes used to do the set up the lads kind of the homework as it were, and they used to have to send in videos of them on the bikes or on the treadmill and stuff to make sure they were doing it. Yeah, homework. Yeah, homeschooling used to call it. Yeah, so the lads would have to send a video in just so it's sure they were actually doing it as well. And obviously, if you didn't, you got fined. Is that sort of things been going on at the moment, or is that something
that hasn't been going on? I think
not yet.
There's an element of trust, and all the boys are doing their bit, and you can see it in how we're training. So that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, there's definitely older heads in the dressing room. Really, you probably don't need to be mothered or sort of cajoled into doing things. You get told to do it, and they'll end up doing it. And there's a lot of guys who have been there and done a lot of pre-seasons before as well, so they kind of know the drill. What about yourself off the pitch? What sort of things do you like doing? You got any hobbies or any things in particular you like doing?
In particular, recently I've been bit by the paddle bug. I've been obsessed with paddle. Yeah, I've been playing that loads and loads.
Got just friendly games with the mates, or is it getting a bit competitive?
I wouldn't call them friendly, but they're technically friendly games. Yeah. But no, I've been playing, like, especially in the off season when there was no football. It was almost like off season. I'm a paddle player now. I'm not even a football player. I'm just a paddle player. That's how much, like, every week I was doing it, with different groups and stuff. But no, it's really really enjoyable, and it's actually not that tiring because it's not as big as a tennis court. You're not obviously it's got the boundaries, so you're not chasing after the ball when it goes out and stuff. So yeah, I could play paddle for ages.
Yeah, that would appeal to. It's a sort of a sport that's kind of appealing to the masses at the minute. It's just less running around, which is takes away that kind of area to it. So you don't have to be particularly physically fit to do it as well, which is quite good, isn't it? So I think that would definitely appeal to the masses. Any other things you get up to in your spare time? You're fishing?
So no, not fishing, not quite. I PT as well. So I PT in a gym near me. And yeah, I've been doing that ever since I got out of school. Really, I've been personal training, and obviously doing my own bits in there as well. But I do that with coaching, which I'm really enjoying at the moment. So the two blend together quite well because at the moment some of the younger players I coach, now introducing to the gym and that doing that sort of bits, and obviously no weights and no stuff too early, but getting them comfortable in that environment and introducing bodyweight stuff and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what.
years ago, I worked at the gym, and it was kind of not that you know now, obviously, but yeah, I did do, and I did it for about 8 years on and off, and you kind of it's quite what's the word I'm looking for? You walk into a gym the first time, it's quite everyone's a bit like, oh, being people in there, especially if you've got it's a bit of a muscle gym, and you've got guys walking around with massive biceps, and
Yeah.
and it does sort of put some people off, doesn't it? Sometimes, so if you can
Yes. Yeah.
get them used to it early, and just sort of they can just walk in there and be comfortable. It's a good thing,
Yeah.
really.
And I found with a lot of my clients, having a personal trainer there with them, like, just calms them down, especially for the first however many sessions. Then eventually they realize it's not all that bad.
Yep.
It looks scarier because you don't know what to expect. And then once you're used to the environment, yeah, happy
Yeah.
days. Happy
Yeah,
days.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get to know people down there as well, don't you? You see the same faces
exactly.
and stuff. Say hello. It's quite a nice sociable thing as
Yeah.
well. Sometimes, isn't it? Which is good.
Similar to football, a lot of friends I made in life in football, I've made a lot of friends in the gym as well,
Yeah,
similarly. Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. And I think that's your sort of a profession off the pitch. It's PT and gym stuff,
Yes.
and physicality stuff. Yeah, cool, good. Yeah, Guppy days. Yeah, so is it different type of person to who I've interviewed previously this season, because I've interviewed Tom Lapsey and Alex Whittle, and they've obviously come from
Full time.
professional, and they're
Yeah.
coming there, and they've had full-time football, so they're now going into kind of the part-time
Yeah.
area of the
My
game, and
hope
they're having to look for jobs. So.
Yeah, my hope is to go that way and
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. You'll
Yeah.
overtake and go the other way. Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, Farnborough's will be a good stepping stone for you. I don't like using my club as a kind of a saying stepping stone, but the fact of the matter is, it is. And when we've got a good history of getting players lots of game time, getting them
Yeah.
noticed by other clubs, and then moving on. But
Hmm.
it is the way it is. The way it is at our level. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Farnborough's a good sort of showcase
Yeah.
for
A lot
players.
of players are looking to step up, but hopefully that comes with success at the club as well, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You need to be successful. Yeah. What about holidays and stuff? You said you went to Tunisia, yeah, in the summer. You've been anywhere else in
Yeah.
your sort of early life?
To be fair, this summer I've had quite a few holidays. I went to uh Barcelona, which I've been to a few times, and that was really good. Sunny days, days on the beach. Actually, I played quite a bit of beach volleyball out there,
Did
which
you?
was, yeah, that was good fun.
Yeah.
And then I went to Greece as well, Crete in Greece, which is
Oh, Crete.
beautiful.
Yeah, I've been to Crete a couple of times myself. I had my
Yeah,
honeymoon out there as well. It's a great, lovely place.
beautiful.
Everyone says Crete's like the best of Greece, basically on one island, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good. Whereabouts in Crete were you? Were you near Heraklion or the other end?
Quite near Heraklion. That's near the airport, isn't it?
Yeah, capital. There's
Yeah.
two. There's Charnia on the west coast, and Heraklion in the middle.
Yes, yeah, near Heraklion. But that was very much feet up, chilled out, all inclusive. That was a enjoyable one just to relax and switch off.
Yeah, it's great. Crete's fantastic. Food's lovely. People are
Mm.
lovely. I did a sort of a safari on sort of on quad bikes and stuff around there as well, and did all that across the island. It's really good, loads to do. And went to the most Crete. I don't know if you know, but Crete is the most southern place in Europe. There's a tip.
Oh,
If you
really?
go right, yeah, if you go all across the islands over the mountain and down to the south part of the island, just the way that the island is shaped,
Yeah.
it's there's a beach down there, and it's the most southern point of Europe,
Okay.
and you stand on the beach and you can feel like the heat coming from Africa across the water, and it's
Really?
ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was stood on the beach, and the sand was so hot you couldn't stand still for more than 3 or 4 seconds because it started burning your feet. So it was
Goodness
so
me.
hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Gotta
for
go in
someone
the water at that point.
yeah, exactly. If someone with like milk bottle tan like me, I was a bit worried. I got really burnt. So yeah, it was a
Yeah,
great.
you sound like you did more exploring in Crete. I was very much laying in that lounger, chilling out.
Yeah, laying around. Yeah,
Yeah.
take it easy. Yeah, I'll have to say I'm not one of these people who sort of likes to sit still for too long. I like to do
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, I was off on off doing stuff. I went for a run as well on the beach. That was a big mistake. Christ, I've never
Nice.
been spotted all my life. Got lost as well. I
Yeah.
didn't know where I was, and ended up in the middle of some field. I had to follow my steps backwards. I was supposed to do a nice little circuit, but I
Yeah.
didn't quite work out. I ended up on the main road as well at one point. Of the bloody hell, like
Oh,
buses and cars
goodness.
flying past me. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, Crete's lovely. So I've done my bit for the
Yeah.
group tourist board anyway. So we're happy days. I might get a commission. Never know. Yeah,
But yeah, then
happy days.
last one I did literally June sort of. I went to Portugal
Cool.
And I wanted to do it for a while. It was me and a few of my mates, and just like pure training on the camp. Like we booked out the pitch and yeah, just getting ready to come back. And that was really enjoyable in a different way, where it's like hard work, but you're out in the sun and you're on holiday, and you got the gym there, and there was paddle there as well. So yeah, World Cup had started, so it was well entertained as well. Yeah,
happy days. Whereabouts in Portugal were you? Were you sort of Lisbon or area, or you a bit further south?
Algarve.
Algarve. Nice.
Yeah, really nice out there.
Yeah, can't beat the Algarve. I had a mate of mine who I used to work with. He was from the Algarve, and he said it's lovely. It's really lovely weather. You know, guaranteed a bit of sun. So yeah, perfect. Really. Yeah, happy days. Yeah, it was quite a well travelled guy this summer. Then happy days.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, happy days. But you brought the weather back with you, which is nice. Cheers, mate.
Exactly.
Happy
Done my part.
Yeah. So looking forward, we got a friendly on Saturday against Aldershot at the EBB Stadium, or the Rec as it always used to be called. We're looking forward to that one. Nice local game, like the Army Derby. I think it's being touted as. Should be a good encounter, I think.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, like you said, it's a local derby. Hopefully, we get good numbers there from both sides, but in particular Farnborough as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a good test. Obviously, they're a level above, but I think in pre-season, especially, it's like we feel like we can go and cause them some problems. And also, what you want are the pre-season games, minutes in the legs, injury-free, all of that stuff. But yeah, we're looking to give them a right good go and hopefully get a win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a nice, it's a good stadium, and it's a nice pitch, grass pitch too. Should be good weather. We've obviously got the ladies' game on before that as well, which would be nice. So that's at half. Just to people know, it's half ten kickoff for the ladies, and then the men's game's at 3 o'clock. Pound entry. Can't be bad, really. Can't be bad. They'll probably put £2 on a burger though, but we'll get the money back that way. But that's fine, you know. So that'll be me broke for the rest of the month. But anyway, yeah. So it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. And then obviously, looking forward as well after Aldershot, we've got plenty of home friendlies as well. We've got Portsmouth on the midweek game at 7 o'clock kickoff. I think that's on the 29th, I think, and then Bath as well on the last Saturday before the season starts on the 2nd at home as well. So two really good home friendlies to look forward to as well going forward. And like you say, good for the players to have some minutes in their legs and then getting up fully up to speed with fitness and integrating themselves in the team.
Yeah. So you want to be more than ready to go come 8th of August. Yeah,
absolutely. What do you think of the fixtures came out obviously the other day? Have you had a chance to have a look through them, and any games in particular you're looking forward to going?
I had a look through some. Probably the one that stands out to me is Boxing Day Farnham Town.
Yeah,
because another local derby. Obviously, it's Boxing Day as well. So yeah, that one probably stood out. Other than that, Maidstone first game away from home. I was hoping we had a home game, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of players said that, didn't they? Yeah.
I really wanted a home game for the first one, but still, business is business. We gotta go there and put in a performance. But yeah, Farnham Town's probably the one that stands out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Torquay as well on the 2nd of January. It should be nice. Hopefully, it was on. But to be at least we've got them. It's the first time I think we played them on a Saturday, which would be nice. That's the way. 2nd of January. Good. That for me is a good one. So it gives you guys a bit of an opportunity to actually go down and either early the day or the day before, or the night before, possibly this time, rather than having to travel on the day. With any luck, we'll see where we are at the time. It's a long way off January, but I think I'm looking at our game, our fixtures in total. For me personally, I think it was looks like a tough start and a tough end. But you know, you've got to play everybody twice, haven't you? So it's where it is, and only one really sort of crap away journey during the week, which is Western-super-Mare. I think we got to play them on a Tuesday night, which is a bit of a trek, but it could have been worse.
Simon, I feel like I always play Western on a Tuesday night. You know,
really?
Last season as well, Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be done, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is what it is, and at least it's Western's not too bad. It'd be nice to have played on a Saturday or have it in a nicer weather part of the time of year as well,
Yeah,
because Western's quite a nice place to visit when it's nice, but and horrible when it's cold. Like most seaside towns, isn't it? It's horrible when it's wet and cold, but lovely when
yeah,
it's sunny. So yeah,
exactly.
nothing in between. But there we are. Anyway, yeah. Just before we finish, just wanted your thoughts on we'll talk. We'll have to talk about last night's game. As it's fresh in our minds still, sadly.
Yeah.
I take it you watched the match, and what were your thoughts on it, really, and what do you think about the last sort of 30 minutes of England defending and Argentina attacking?
Yeah, I watched the match, and the absolute silence in the pub when Argentina scored that second was,
Yeah,
yeah, it was deafening, to be fair. And I was gutted because of the position we were in. We were 1-0 up, 30 minutes to go, like 30 minutes away from a World Cup final. And you look at how Spain responded to being 1-0 up compared to how we responded. And I get we're not the same team and we might not have the same players, but it just seemed negative. It just seemed negative in how we sunk into our box and pretty much let them come at us. As much as you could say we're defending, you're giving them opportunities to get crossed in the box, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was a tough one to take, but at the end of the day, like, defending world champions, Argentina are. They've got, I think for everyone now, but for me, the best player ever in Lionel Messi. And as much as he didn't score and he didn't, like, yeah, he got the 2 assists and he made the difference and he turned up when it mattered. But yeah, that doesn't make it any easier to take, and the fact that we're that close to getting over the line.
yeah.
Um,
I think generally, I think it's the manner of the defeat, isn't it, really? Because we were, as you say, we were one up with after like
yeah,
55 minutes. Good goal as well. I mean, it probably our only maybe our second real attempt on goal as well. And I thought,
yeah,
you know what, it could be. I was thinking then we scored, and I think it could be our year. We could go on now. And it's literally as soon as we scored, we seemed to like just retreat. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Which was very odd. I found the whole thing a little bit odd. And I was up quite a bit last night, having messy nightmares, and we had I've watched a lot of the pundits afterwards talking about it, and
yeah,
to a man, everybody's saying why did we do
yeah.
that? Why did
It,
we
it,
why did
it,
we retreat?
it seems obvious at this point. Obviously, looking from the outside in, it's obvious. It's different when you're on the pitch and all the pressures, but it seems obvious that when you go 1-0 up, to try and kick on and try and go again, because you look at in past, like even when we went 1-0 up against Italy in the Euros
Yeah,
final, similar thing.
mm,
Even watching games in this tournament, like Argentina have done it. They've got, I think was it Cape Verde, went
yeah,
1-0 up and sort of stopped playing and
mm,
let Cape Verde back in the game. Obviously, they eventually got over the line, but it's a recurrent theme, and Spain did it correctly. To put
yeah.
it quite plainly, Spain turned it on again and tried to get another and kill the
Yeah.
game off.
But they were brave, weren't they, Spain? I think I listened to Jamie O'Hara talking as well on his on the Talksport, and he was saying, England was sort of. I think probably went a bit too far over the top. He obviously does it for clicks and stuff, but
Yeah, trying to
it's
get views on that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It
Yeah,
works. I know it got me
yeah,
listening. And he he said that it's sort of England were sort of cowardly, and we retreated, and we were defensive, and we should have been on the front foot and been positive. And I kind of like I agree with that, really, because Spain, that's how Spain played against France. They were just positive, didn't they? And they
yeah,
kept possession and made France run around after the ball. And that's the last thing you want to do, as you probably know as a player, when you're 1-0 down, the last thing you want to be doing is chasing the ball, don't you? You want the
yeah,
ball to try and impact the game, don't you? And
yeah.
you haven't got it. You kind of like chasing around trying to do it, and you end up committing silly fouls and doing that. That's exactly what France did, and it frustrated them.
And I
Um,
think I think I think that's what we lack as a national team. Like, I look at the other national teams. Obviously, Spain do it the best, but like in terms of controlling the game and keeping the ball and, yeah, ball retention and having high possession, I think if you look at the other elite teams in the world, they're probably better than us at that. I think if you
yeah,
look at our individual players all over the pitch, yeah, we've got some great players all over the pitch, but when it comes to controlling a game and dictating what's happening, I think the other teams are better than us at that. And that might
yeah.
be something to look at. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah,
You kind of
yeah,
like look at it and you think to myself. I thought to myself, if we went back maybe 8, 9, 10 years, we need someone on the ball like a Michael Carrick, for example, get hold of the ball
yeah,
and keep it.
yeah,
Someone like that. I think we lacked that last night, which is weird to say, but bearing in mind you've got Declan Rice and Anderson in there, which they
yeah,
should be able to do that. But it seemed to me like when we conceded, unfortunately, when we conceded our goals, they were probably at the worst times as well. Like, 6, 7 minutes to go. Good goal from Enzo Fernandez, who's obviously Chelsea
Yeah.
player, my team. And
Do you think Pickford should have saved it though?
yeah, well, I saw afterwards. I saw Bellingham sort of on his knees, and it was in the middle of the goal, but it went through 3 or 4 players, didn't it? And it's kind of like
Yeah.
hard to do. The issue for me with that goal was when the short corner was taken. I actually said I was in the bar at the club with a couple of the other fans, and I said at the time, they're taking it short. That's the result there. Instead of putting it in there, because I think we were struggling a bit to defend set plays, but they played it short. But they would we compounded our own mistake by Kane coming out to try and stop Messi, and he just played it, and then that's where the space was
Yeah.
for Enzo to take a touch and out
Yeah.
of his feet and
Was it?
strike it.
I can't remember if it was Kane or Anderson, but yeah, that's exactly what I spotted. I think
Mm.
they're so scared of what Messi's gonna do, rightfully so, I guess,
Yeah,
that they've been dragged out of there, and then Enzo's got all this space. You see Jude flying out trying to block it,
yeah.
but it's too
Too
late
late.
by then.
Yeah, it was. He
Yeah,
just had too much space, didn't he? I think we were a little bit guilty of that in the Norway game. I think we did get away with one there as well. Really, that was probably the
yeah.
warning sign because we
Yes,
did the same thing with Haaland. We were so obsessed almost with like marking Haaland or stopping him playing that we were forgetting about the other players like Odegaard and Neuser and the left back who scored that sort of a
yeah,
cross come shot. Too much space. You know what I mean? And he ended up overcompensating. I think you just need to. They should have done. They should have just left it as it was, pretty much defensively, instead of having the 5 at the back. Gone with the
yeah,
form. Just said to Jed Spence, as soon as Messi gets on it, just stay on him. Just stay there
yeah,
and make
yeah,
him get him out of the game, because Jed Spence had so much pace that the only
yeah.
way he was ever going to beat him was with a bit of skill, and he didn't do it the whole game really. And Messi
Hmm.
was trying to go around the outside. He tried pretty much everything that Spence had him really most of the match, and it was only when they changed it to a 5 that he had all this space. And he's clever, Messi, because he just ended up. I saw his heat map after
Yeah,
the match as well, and he spent all of his time on the sort of right wing
yeah.
pretty much, and stayed out
I,
there.
I'm like the biggest Messi fan. I've always have been my whole life,
Mm.
and like in this World Cup, in general in his career, but in this World Cup, like seeing him go from being in the middle and scoring the goals and making runs in behind, and then having the game IQ to recognize, okay, I can't do this now. I've got to be out here. And you can see it in his heat maps. You can see it in the amount of
Mm.
crosses he gets in the box.
Yeah,
Like he's changed the game just by saying, okay, I'm peeling out here. I'm gonna either beat my man on the inside. If I can't, I'll get across or get across down the outside. And that's what he's done. That's what he's done.
yeah,
He did it against Egypt as well.
yeah,
Argentina
yeah.
probably, they had that McAllister header as well. There was a few headers. Pickford made a save. They hit the post.
They hit
Like,
the post twice, didn't they? They hit the post twice, but before they
yeah,
scored as well, didn't they? And was
yeah.
there a foul on Spence possibly, but I didn't think so. I saw the replay and I thought, nah, so that won't get that.
Yeah. I
But
saw at first. I thought, oh, like yeah, it could be.
so I
But I
did.
saw the replay, and Messi pulled his leg out.
Yeah,
He didn't actually make contact.
yeah,
And then to be
yeah,
fair, yeah,
yeah. There's been a few idiots online saying, "Oh, it was a foul and should have been VAR." Blah blah blah. It wasn't a foul. I mean,
I,
Spence got the
I
ball. It was one of
I
them.
hate all of the rigged shouts, all of the people saying, "Well, I'm not here for it."
Yeah.
It's
Oh God,
never been
it's
that.
terrible these days, isn't it? I remember when I'm a bit older than you, so I don't remember it when I was your age. I didn't have this issue.
Yeah.
But nowadays, God, the social media people. Oh my God,
Oh,
they're on the bandwagon all the time. Literally,
it's so
everything's out
frustrating.
within a millisecond as well. It's like flipping out. Have you got the
It's just
time? It's
it's
literally
just
like
literally
they do these tweets or they do these videos, and they're literally waiting to press the button to send it just before it's
yeah.
even bang, it's out. You know what I mean? It's
It's
unbelievable.
literally, oh, the result I didn't want. The result I didn't want happened. Oh, okay, it's
Yeah,
rigged. That's what
yeah,
people say. It just
yeah,
annoys me.
yeah,
But
yeah,
well, I'm gonna enjoy my World Cup either way.
yeah.
Hopefully Messi gets another.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not like all these other people, bitter people saying, "Oh, I hope Spain win now." Blah blah blah. I actually hope Argentina win because it would isolate Messi as being probably the world's best player ever,
Yeah.
as well, and
I
winning 2 World Cups would be unbelievable,
yeah.
and all that, and also purely from an English point of view, I think it's always nicer to say, well, we lost, but we lost to the winners. So
Yeah.
so for me,
Lost to back-to-back winners. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we were just unfortunate. We had a great team, but they were just in a league of their own at the time.
Yeah.
And when you look back, say 10, 15 years time, people will hopefully say, yeah, do you know what? We were a bit unlucky there. But
Hmm.
I do think Tuchel was under a bit of pressure though now for the tactics that he employed.
Yeah.
But there was also cross messages as well with the interview after the games. He's saying, we wanted to be positive. We wanted to do that, but it didn't. That
Didn't,
didn't show on the way they played and the way that
didn't look
the
positive. No.
substitutes. the substitutes also were very odd. He took, I
Yeah,
mean, for me, the issue for me, the first issue was he took Gordon off, who for me was the out ball. We could have
yeah,
knocked it up and Gordon could have chased it. And
yeah,
then he took
yeah.
Jed Spence off as well, sort of towards the end when we needed a bit of pace. And
He
I think
definitely
Tuchel set the team
needed
up that way.
definitely needed the pace up top to get out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I was
Kane's not
also
got the pace.
I
He
was also
disappeared.
gutted to not see Kobe Mainoo trusted with any minutes. I thought, like, especially with Declan Rice struggling,
Yeah.
like we all know he was struggling. He's
Oh
had
yeah,
such
he wasn't fit, was he? Not fit at all.
he,
I
he
don't
had
think he should
such
have
a
played.
long season with Arsenal, and
Mm.
Kobe Mainoo's done it in
Yeah,
tournaments for England. And
yeah.
I thought, could he have been given a chance even in earlier on in the tournament, given a chance then, save Declan Rice for almost the business end? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't play him against Panama. To be honest with you, we were
yeah,
always going to beat Panama. Um,
to think he got no minutes is crazy to me.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot like that. I mean, he took the issue. I think looking back, I think there'll be a lot of media types and people writing about the England's World Cup as a generalisation, and a lot of them will say, as would I probably would agree with them on this particular point, that we probably lost our chance with the squad we named to start with. We went out with some of the wrong players. Henderson
yeah,
going, okay, I can sort of see it for a camaraderie in the dressing room type of thing, but I
mm,
don't know how you can leave Foden and Palmer at home is
yeah,
mental for me.
yeah,
Kobe Mainoo, no minutes, odd. And then also when Livramento got injured, he didn't bring another right back in. He brought
exactly.
Chalobah, and then gave Chalobah no game
Yeah,
time at all, which I find it odd.
I think I definitely would have brought Palmer.
Yeah,
Um, for
but
moments.
I know he had an injury hit season, and he
Yeah,
wasn't fit, and he is now because I've seen some videos from Chelsea, and he's training really well. So,
and then
but
also I remember early on in some of the group games, like the amount of crosses we were getting into the box, and I'm not saying he 100% should have, but I was just thinking if Trent was here, the
yeah,
quality of crosses, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Um,
I think Tuchel made a mess up there. He should have also brought another left back. I would have brought Lewis Hall.
oh, Lewis Hall,
Kwanzaa. I don't know why
yeah,
Kwanzaa went. Yes, admittedly, he did play quite well in the games in
yeah.
the 10 game time he did play. To be fair to him, but in Mexico, he obviously got sent off. It's a bit unfortunate, really. It's an unlucky
Yeah.
one.
I,
But
I, I first saw that challenge and I thought, what a challenge!
yeah,
Like, I
same
thought
here.
it was an unreal tackle, and then I
You
see
think
the
you
replay.
know what? 10 years ago, he'd never got sent off for that. No, in a
Yeah,
million years,
yeah,
would he?
yeah. And then I see the replay. I'm like, yeah, he's getting sent off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's modern football, isn't it? Unfortunately, he
exactly.
sort of. He was really unfortunate. Unfortunately, he hit the top of the ball, didn't he? And his leg went up and hit the
Hmm.
guy. But I still don't get. And I know why they do it. It's player protection and stuff like that. And I think
Yeah,
if you're on the end of a challenge like that yourself, Josh, I reckon you'd be fuming, wouldn't you? Get caught on
yeah,
your leg, and you'd
yeah,
be saying, wouldn't you? But you look at it and you think it's not a red card, is it? Surely
yeah.
you can't get the ball
But
and then get sent off. It's mad, isn't
yeah,
it? Really.
yeah. But that's
You know.
it's the reason that is because that's the standard they've set.
Yeah,
That's what
correct.
anyone sees studs going anywhere above the ankle, they're going to start saying red card because that's the
Yeah.
standard now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. And there's been so many horror injuries as well. And in the end of
yeah,
the day, it's football's a young man's game, and it's a short career sometimes as well. And it can be
yeah,
even shorter with someone who's really unlucky to be on the end of a really bad tackle or an
yeah,
unfortunate
yeah,
collision, and it's the end, isn't it? Or you're out for a long period of time. It's every player's nightmare, isn't it? Really. So
yeah.
there we go. Anyway, right, we'll leave it there. So I'm fed up talking about the World Cup. Yeah, thanks for your thoughts on it, and thanks for coming in and spending your time with me this evening. Appreciate it. I look forward
No
to seeing you on Saturday and then the pre-season games going forward, and hopefully seeing you on the pitch doing the running and being dynamic and getting in the box and getting some goals for us from midfield. That'd be great. It's always good. Every team needs a goal scoring midfielder, so hopefully that's you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, it's needed. It's needed.
Yeah,
But yeah,
mind
it's
you, we've
been a
got
pleasure.
Rashawn Scott's been brought in for that reason as well. So between the two of
Yeah,
you, hopefully
yeah.
you can
Well,
pick up some
hopefully the
goals.
goals are coming from all over, and we've got some quality strikers as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
cheers. Yes, Josh, appreciate it.
top
So,
stuff.
my thanks to Josh Keeya for taking the time this evening to talk to me. Don't forget you can like and subscribe to our channel, All Things Borough, on the YouTube channel. We've got all of our episodes on there. We've been going now. This is our fourth season. There's two more interviews I've done this season already with Tom Lapsey and Alex Whittle on there for you. If you get bored or you're on your way home in the car, or you're on a run or on your podcast, just pop a podcast on, have a listen. And there'll be more to come as well. We've got a season preview coming up next week with some fans. Tom Ryan and Carl Dugmore will be will be with me sharing their views on the season coming up. That's next week. And Captain Ollie Robinson will also be on coming up before the season starts to give ourselves his thoughts on pre-season and the forthcoming season. So once again, thanks very much. See you all again soon. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Top stuff. Pleasure, Si.
Thanks, Josh. Take care.